So this is gonna be an organic. I don't know how much you know about Misso Brown, but one of the things that we're doing is trying to create platform for artists that are connected not only to the music but what's happening in society and their impact of their gift in society, and how they utilize their platform for impact. How do you feel like you're doing that?
Great question. I feel like I'm utilizing my impact through society with being mindful a lot, really mindful and intentional about my lyrics, about what I talk about. Nina Simone once said, I'm paraphrasing, but pretty much there's no point of creating art if it's not a reflection of what's going on in the times currently or whatever times you're going through globally. Um, one of my mantras is just moving with purpose. So I feel like the more I get more conscious about myself and what it is that I want to do with my gifts and talents, the more it'll speak through my music and the more I know I can reach the different masses and have a bigger message behind my songs.
So your name. Can you talk to me about your process when you started coming up with your name, or if you
Oh
kept your
my
name, or is there a
gosh,
story
yeah.
behind your name?
Got you, bro. So my name is Najee Janey. That's my artist name. That's my real name as well. I was named after the saxophonist, Najee. It means the beneficial one. It's an Arabic name. I'm not Arabic. But I remember I want to say sixth grade. That's when I'm like, okay, I need a rap name. And I didn't have one at first. It was certain shit like comes off really quick and easy for me. The name didn't come off. I went from like Naj, mad exclamations on the A. It's Najee. So I went from Naj to like Bravo. I asked my cousin if I could use his name, his rap name at the time. And I went to like Chef Naj. I was Chef Naj for a while. Like during the jerking times when people were jerking, then I went to like Gator Boy Zeus, Leonard Walkman, Eddie Papa. That was a good one. Then I was like, fuck it, I just gotta be me, man. Najee Janey. And that's what it is. I used to practice my signature when I was younger. So I'm like, I just gotta go back to that. And
So,
Najee Janey.
so do you feel like there's a parallel, or like in a binary way, the way that you speak about the transition of how you came to the name, and that it pertains to how you came to your art, how you develop your artistry, or do you feel that you always were connected to your voice and what you were saying and how you were performing it the same way that you are now, or did that also develop and change?
All the interconnectivity that has to do with my art, my performance, my voice, my confidence, all gradually mushed into one like recently. Um, yeah, I feel that the more I figured out what it was that I wanted, my vision, and how I knew I could do it best, that's when naturally, as soon as I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I never know how I'm gonna do it. But if I just let go, I set that pure intention that okay, this is how my heart is feeling. This is how I'm gonna guide my way towards that path, that journey. It works. It works every time. I try not to force nothing ever. So the more I learned about what to be mad about, the more you felt it in my voice when I performed. The more I learned what to be proud about, I was able to have those inflections within my recordings, within my speaking to make you feel proud about that. So gradually, it wasn't always together. I used to be bad at performing. I used to be bad at not being able to articulate certain emotions with my rhyme schemes, with my how you say it. I believe it's assonance. So yeah, bro, it took time, but I could say they're all now interwoven into one.
So you know that everybody and their mother is thinking about the impact of the pandemic and how people are kind of internally or externally connecting.
Correct.
And that a lot of people are saying that they're using this time to kind of do some self work.
Yes.
Do you feel that you've taken some of that time for that? And do you feel like if you have or if you haven't, had your music have been impacted by either of those directions?
Yes. This year I started my LLC for my production company. Started my clothing brand with my cousin Angelo. Got a lot of music. This year was really musical for me. So I did a lot of collabs. I did a lot of live sounding recordings, a lot of live production. We're still gigging. I work for myself, so I really been able to brainstorm all that it is that I know I'm best at, so I could just execute on it. I've been getting really organized this year and more focused. I'm blessed to have like a setup at the crib, so I can record at the crib. I play bass. I've been practicing bass. I've been drawing. Um, just doing as much as I can creatively to feel free. Because another mantra I live by is like, actually I got this from Derek Grace. I don't know if y'all hip to Derek Grace, but he's one of my superheroes. But he's like, in order to be free and to liberate yourself, you have to create. Whether it's like creating opportunities for yourself or creating something tangible that people can hold, grasp to, or an idea. But just the whole process of creating, that's the one thing that keeps us divinely connected to the source and to the creator. So I've really been having that mind frame, and it's been shifting a lot of things for me in a positive way.
So the way that you answered that question, I was holding on, wondering if you missed a part of it, and then lyrically you did this whole circle and ended up with the second part of the question about the connection. And I feel like with your music, you do that a lot. You're able to take the lyrics and transform them into a way that takes people on a journey that it might not be the way they want to get there, but then when they get there, they're like, oh, I'm here. Have you found that you do that connection with your lyrics?
Yeah, I do. And actually, I had a podcast sometime earlier this year or last year, late last year, and it was a review, an artist review, and this specific, so I did like 3 songs that they reviewed, and one of the pieces of feedback they said was, my approach with lyrics is different. I don't give everybody everything as soon as the song starts. Like I take them on a journey. It might not even seem put together. A lot of my songs have no structure to it. Sometimes I just have one verse. Sometimes I have 2 verses and a 1-line hook, or just a verse and a bridge. But what is constant is the emotion and the amount of soul I put in my lyrics. But yeah, I never want to give everybody the juice and everything up front. Like I'm trying to build up the momentum and get people wanting more. By doing that, people want to read more. Just like books. The best books don't give you all the secret gems in the beginning. There's certain chapters, there's epilogues to even introduce the beginning of the story. So yeah,
I think it's pretty. So, but in doing that, also it separates your listener, right? Because there's certain listeners that are not going to be able to hold on because capacity, because you're taking them on a ride that has frequency and height.
Right.
And so, do you feel like your followers and the people that are listening to your music are connected to your frequency? Do you feel it? Do you look at it that way, or do you just thinking that they're just listening to a song and that they're connecting it to, or can it be A and B?
Well, I look at it like, outside of music, you're gonna connect with people regardless, whether they're on the same frequency as you, whether they're on the same thought process, they think they act and move the same way you do. I realized that some people my music ain't for, and some people they have to warm themselves up to my music because it's not the typical norm. My concepts, my subject matter, my beat selection is just really different compared to what people are used to, and I'm fine with what people are not used to, and being that X factor because in today's industry, that's how hits are notarized as hits, because it's something fresh, something new, something that people never could fathom. Like that's what makes it unique. And I feel like in order to be ubiquitous, I just have to continue being myself and not worried about compromising for shit. Like if it's meant for you, you're gonna get it.
So, so I think my understanding is that you're at a place right now where you're in people's mouth. People are talking about your body of work. People are sharing your body of work.
Yeah.
People, I heard your body of work through someone that I respect very highly in their musical ability and their sensitivity and their diversity in music. And they spoke about you in a way that of someone that I needed to see who was out here. So how do you feel about that, and how do you feel about the people that haven't heard what you have to say? How do you think you're gonna reach them?
Man, I'm just so grateful. I'm mad blessed. Like I'm mad thankful that God placed me around the right people, the people who's supposed to be in my life to bring the best out of me, and vice versa. My name is the beneficial one. So like people can benefit off of having me around in their lives, and I want to benefit off of having certain people in my life. So I always think about the times where I didn't have a producer and I was recording at the Boys and Girls Club after school. Like I think about all that shit now, and just what I was able to create, the opportunities and doors I was able to manifest for myself. It's something really beautiful. And I'm not worried about when people are gonna catch on, because I'm here. My shit's here for life, whether it's songs that I'm a part of, that people aren't even hip to, whether it's like me work, like my industry work, the songwriting that I've done for like Atlantic and Slip and Slide, or just my shit that I got going on locally with local artists, helping them out, bringing them under the wing, or doing me. Like if you know, you know. And everybody, like it takes a village. So the village that I got now, who's hip, that I'm thankful for, and I know it's gonna just build more and more and more as I create more and become more consistent.
So we're super grateful for your performance, for your time for this interview, and I guess you gave me the perfect segue as it pertained to my last question, because I was gonna say, you talked about your experience and your development coming from the Boys and Girls Club and working those studios to get you into other studios.
Yeah.
What would you say to those young kids that are working the Boys and Girls Club right now, and that don't know that no one's looking at them or hearing them, or that their music can be heard? What would be your message to them?
My message to the Boys and Girls Club member that's living his or her life right now, I would say, utilize your resources. Like the Boys and Girls Club was a huge resource for me, outside of the fact that it was an after school program I could attend. Like as soon as I got out of high school, I would take the bus, go there. They had a studio, they had producers, they had people coming in from Berkeley teaching, and I soaked all of that up. I fell in love way more with what it was that eventually turned out to be music. But not only that, facilities like Boys and Girls Clubs, they have computer labs, they have pools. I would just say, soak up all that information, all that love, all that care. It's not free, but you probably don't gotta pay for it, but you gotta soak all of that up. Because it's only gonna benefit you in the future. Whatever you learn, whatever you're able to practice a lot, whatever you're able to have a knack for, continue doing it, stay consistent, be grateful, and shit'll work out. Stay focused, and yeah, if you want it, it's yours.
So you've been giving us everything we want. What would you want to just say freestyle out of structure? What's the thought that you want to just share before you drop the mic?
Science is spirituality seen, and spirituality is science unseen. That's all I gotta say.
Dang. Thank you, bro. I think we're good.
Thank y'all.